it has been a very, very long week. Where do I begin? Do you want to hear the part where I started crying because I had to drop my classes? Or do you want to hear what happened today where I was just trying to get to the door and my dad was just snapping his fingers like, I am gonna chomp your head off if you don't move it? Hello again, everyone. My name is Lolly Jeanette, also known as Jeanette C. or Gina. Whatever you like to call me is fine. Welcome back to another personal vlog video. So in this video, it's gonna be about what this week has given me. Yeah, well, I know I probably gave a little bit of a hint in my YouTube shorts, but let's just say I'm not gonna be talking about it in this video. The reason I started doing another video right now is because right now is the opportunity since my parents are gone, and well, you know, I already threw that hint on what, you know what I mean. Yeah, so where to begin? So I will just start off with the beginning of the week. So everything was running smoothly. Of course, I haven't messed with financial aid because I needed to submit my appeal and everything else. I needed the time to do it, and I just didn't want to show up and then I was gonna be running late for class. So I went to class instead. I went for the 2 days, and then come Wednesday, well, I think it, oh no, actually, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Wednesday I didn't even show up. So it was just Monday and Tuesday. My apologies. It has been a long week. Yeah. Let's just say that a lot of things happened. A lot. So starting with this, since I did not pass my algebra, that affected my financial aid. So, and I was below the required GPA, so that meant that I was not going to have financial aid, so meaning I would have to submit an appeal. However, I did have my appeal ready, but I just needed the proof, which I was already in the process of that. But then I found out later on, oh hey, guess what? You were being charged because you're out of state. I'm like, what are you talking again? And that is why I was able to get some, or no, well, honestly, again, I'm new to this college thing and financial aid and all that, but I had gotten like extra money. But yes, I was charged out of state. But the reason being is because I apparently didn't fill out the residency that section, and I'm like, I don't remember skipping that. I don't know, maybe there was like a glitch or a bug or something that happened. I don't know. But it was a hassle because it's like, now I'm going to have to contact this other person. But meanwhile, she's over here telling me, because I asked her, so what does this mean? Am I going to have to just drop my classes? But this is going to affect me. I mean, I am very serious about my education. So it was like, it was not a one thing, it was another and another. It was like a chain. It frustrated me because I had to get in contact with that lady, and so I did, and I'm over here telling her, well, I don't know what happened, I really don't. No, instead what she decided to do was, oh hey, well, you know what, I need proof that you are an American. And it's like, what the hell? Okay, well, you know what? I have my birth certificate. No, that doesn't count. What? What are you talking about? That is like proof that I was born here. What about a Texas ID? Well, I mean, that can work too, but in other words, I needed to have my own place to, to a point where I was receiving bills and all that. I'm like, it's like, I mean, I have my card bills, my credit cards and stuff. I mean, doesn't that count? No. Like, oh my god. Like, okay, I don't know what you want from me. And this hurt me a lot. This really did. Because it's like, before actually after the talk, I had emailed my professors, letting them know that I was not going to show up for class because of financial aid issues. Because really, that's what it is. And I didn't want to make it a bigger mess. Well, it just led to me having to drop my classes, and I was really down in the dumps, only because it's like, with the process of financial aid, it was going to take 4 to 8 weeks, which was going to be like sometime in October, maybe later. And it's like, oh my god. I started crying. I was crying a lot. I mean, in that video, I mean, you could tell my voice was all like weak because I was crying a lot. But I didn't really think about this other thing. I don't know. To me, it's felt like a while. I was told by one of my uncles that there was a library aide position in the high school that I used to attend, and it's paying good money. And I mean, I had a class there. I mean, that was one of my class periods. I was library helper. Hopefully I do get the job, because I already finished my application and I applied. After I dropped my classes, I mean, of course, I had that little meltdown and stuff, and I was literally like, my life is effed up, and you know, all these really sour things. I was just telling myself that. But I did not realize the things that I am not going to go into the full detail until another video, because once again, I decided to record this because right now is the opportunity since my parents are not here. But I don't know if you believe in this, just spiritual signs and stuff. But if you guys do, I feel like I've been getting a lot of signs. I know it might just seem like, oh, it's just a coincidence. It's not real. It's been ongoing. I've been seeing little things here and there. I've looked up different things. I'm gonna just tell you what I've seen, okay? So first, a butterfly. It was twice. It was on a Sunday, and I forgot the other day. It had landed where I was like literally face to face to it. It was on the screen door on the outside, and of course I was inside the house. And it stayed there. It was literally right there in front of me. And the second time, I was looking out the window because I was waiting for my boxes to arrive from USPS. A butterfly, and I don't know if it's the same one, but a butterfly wound up flying again. Another sign, another butterfly. Again, I don't know if it's the same one that I saw the last time, but that butterfly wound up coming to me from the outside and while I was inside. And it's flapping its wings. And I confirmed to it. If my plans were going to happen, and if you can please flap your wings as a confirmation. It had a pause, and then I asked it again a little bit differently, and it flapped its wings, and I'm like, oh my god. like, and I know, again, some people may not believe this at all, but like I said, on another video I will describe the meanings of it, okay? And it flew off, and the USPS guy, the butterfly was far away from him. So it was kind of like, I'll see you later, and flew off because the guy barely came over to drop off my boxes. So I was kind of freaking out, like, oh my god, I will be going to Venice, Italy. And then a few days after, again, I mean, I have it in my journal of the things, like, you know, because I'm writing every day in my journal, kind of like a diary sort of thing. An owl early in the morning. Well, actually, before that, you know, that's when I found out about the library position, and then the next thing I found out about, that's when, like, early in the morning, was like 6 something, I heard a noise on my AC, like little, like tapping noises, but it was kind of like a scratch sound. And I know how it sounds for birds to be landing on my AC, because I hear them all the time. They're little, like, you know, from where they're walking all around and stuff. But this was actually different. It was something else. And I mean, I didn't hear anything fly off, because I would have heard something. You know, like the sparrows, the doves, the grackles. Yeah, no. I heard like a different sound, like something different. And I'm not saying a monster or a demon or any of that. I'm saying like something else, like a different bird. And then, like, maybe like a couple minutes or so, I heard like it was making a sound. It's been sort of a while, and then I heard it's the tawny owl. It was the tawny owl, and I heard it right next door, and I'm like, oh my god, I heard 2 of them, in fact. And I'm sorry if I'm sniffling. It's just that it's really humid in here, and I've been like dealing with allergies and stuff. But anyways, yeah, that happened, and I didn't hear it after. I'm like, oh my god. And I know, again, like, if you all believe in the spiritual, like, you know, in animals and stuff, you know, they have meanings and stuff. Each animal have meanings, you know, like butterflies and birds and all these things, they do have meaning. Of course, like, it comes down to like symbolism and different things, but like I said, I will be discussing that a little bit later. And then this so happened to, like, this issue that decided to happen a little bit later, which was, like I said, like this week, because with me and discovering the owl, I was like, oh my god. After that, this week, that is when that happened, where all the struggles, actually, I forgot to mention, when I was in college during my second day for the fall semester, I was doing like a saying, like a prayer sort of thing. I started saying it out loud, and again, this is gonna be weird. You guys are probably gonna be like, oh, this girl's just being very dramatic. No, it seems too coincidental. Okay, I started speaking these words, and the wind, there was just very little wind, but the wind started picking up and picking up, and they say, that's why they call it winds of change. And look what happened. Where Wednesday, that's when I dropped my classes and all that, but then it's like I started aligning these other things together, and I'm like, oh my god. And I'm sorry if you hear my neighbors. I will have to talk about this new setup that I have right now. It's not really new, but yeah, I will go ahead and explain it later. I'm trying to not make this video too long, but we're running on 15 minutes. But yeah, so I started I finished the application, and then I so happened to find a dove feather on the side of my me and my mom were gonna run errands. I see a dove feather on my side, and it's a mourning dove feather. The next thing I see is a hummingbird. A hummingbird literally was in my sight, and it was flying around, and it was drinking the nectar and all that I don't know what it was drinking. I forgot if there was flowers, but me and my mom were at KFC, and I'm like, hey mom, look mom, and she was trying to look, and she's like, I don't see anything, and I'm like, mom, it's right there, and then I'm like, never mind, it flew off, and she's like, well, that was for you. And I know that it was. And then after all those errands, and actually it happened this week, like I said, now we're talking about this week. I'm already heading up the steps, and then that's when I saw this butterfly, and I don't know if it's the same one, but this butterfly came around again. But what it did was that I was next to the house pole, and it landed there right where I was. And I'm like, hello you. And it stayed there. And I moved closer, and you know that butterflies want flying away if you get very close. Well, I was very close indeed. I was so close, it did not move away. Yeah. I don't know, guys, but I am not gonna force you all to believe me when I say that these are like spiritual signs, but I believe that's what it was. Once again, it seems too coincidental. It's too much of a coincidence. But anyway, so let's talk about what happened today. Yeah, so dog stuff, of course. Dog stuff, yeah. So the dogs, yeah, of course, nothing new. They just did damage and pissed off my dad. Even though it's like my dad wants to say that this new dog over here is this very innocent one, even though he already almost just tore up the entire screen door. Yeah, the little meshy thingy that's there on the screen doors. Yeah, he's already ripping that up, and to him, that's nothing. Encouraging him by feeding him cake, by doing all this. He's whining in his kennel at 5 in the morning, and all that, and it's like, oh my god, like, and I constantly remind myself, I will not be here that long. Yeah, so my dad's all pissed off, and I'm over here just trying to get out of his way. And my dad winds up snapping his fingers at me. He says, get out, in a, pissed off mood. And I mean, all that was doing was trying to put the laundry soap in the laundry the laundry room. That's all I was doing, and I was getting out already. But it's like, it always seems to be whenever you're just trying to you're trying to avoid a very angry parent, and the angry parent so happens to show up right when you're already about to leave. And that happened. It's like, oh my god, like if I needed this right now. But yeah, he was getting all pissy with me, and I'm just like, okay. I didn't tell him anything. I just walked away, and I told my mom. He was over here snapping his fingers like shoo, get out. And it's like, okay, I am not doing anything. I was just about to exit the door. But I'm like, okay, whatever. I am not gonna feed into this. I am going into my room. I am gonna just be here and admire my sort of new layout and my shrine. What? Shrine? You never told me that you had a shrine. Okay, so I did. Well, it was a little baby one. So I don't think I ever told you guys, but I do indeed have a shrine of historical things. It all started because of course, the abandoned lot there, I mean, I wouldn't say it's completely abandoned, but nobody goes there. Somebody purchased it, but there's nothing being done over there at all. And of course, there's not anything that's like treasure and money and all that. Well, to me, it's treasure. It's bricks. It's fragments of different things. And that is where I am gonna have to not go super deep in detail, because that is gonna be for another video. But I will tell you about my shrine before I let you all go. So I started collecting more of the bricks. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. It's been a long week. I just have so much to tell you guys. But how it all started was because of that. Like, you know me and dark history and historical places and all. Well, this house that used to be there, it's literally like across the street from us. There used to be a house there. It was built in the 1970s. So it's already hitting 50 years old. So yeah, well, of course, there's no house there anymore. But there's still remnants and stuff. Well, since I'm attracted to those kinds of things, I decided to get some bricks. And I know to some people, hey, you're stealing. Stealing what? They're not going to care about bricks. They're not going to care about little burnt fragments of the past. If they really cared about it, they wouldn't have been throwing it in the trash. You know what I mean? And plus, there's no sign with no trespassing, because I do respect these things. But, I'm not going and, trashing the whole lot and stuff. And besides, I don't know who it is, but somebody had already pretty much in a way had dumped their, I hope that's water in the bottle that I have seen a few times. And then there's like some other deal there too. And it's like, if they really cared about it, they wouldn't have just left it there. But, there's like broken bricks, like pieces, like fragments sort of thing. There's fragments of the house. There's still a lot of things. And to me, it's like I tell myself, history is disappearing. And historians and archaeologists would love to do things like that. That's what they do. Even though it's not some famous area, it's still something. So I decided to get some bricks. And then, and this, like I said, this was like a while back. And so it started off with like just probably 3 little thingies of bricks. And then or it was probably vice versa, because I got this photo from a yard sale of one of my aunt's. Aunt's yard sales. Sorry. I thought I saw somebody. there was these two photos of what seemed to be, I mean, I don't know if they're just a regular printout and that's it, not the official from the city and blah blah blah. I wouldn't know, but honestly I wouldn't care. But she had two photos of, one of them being the old city hall, aka the old fire station here in Mercedes, Texas, and also like a road view. I don't know which one it was, but I gave that one to my dad. I wanted the fire station one because it's haunted. It's haunted. And again, I don't know if you guys believe in the supernatural, but I will go into talking about that one in another video as well. I got a lot of videos planned out for both here and both here and in Lolly Jeanette. This heat is really getting to me. But yeah, so I asked her if she was selling them. If so, how much were they? I mean, I assumed that she was selling them. I don't think I exactly said that. I'm sorry, I'm really out of it. It's just, I'm also trying to hurry myself up because I don't know when my parents are coming back. And either way, I'm gonna stay out of the way because I don't want a angry dad coming down on me and stuff. But I told her how much were they, and she just kind of looks at them like, oh, they gave them to me, you can have them for free, I didn't really want them anyways. And to me, it's history. Again, I'm into history and stuff and paranormal and all the dark stuff, and I wound up keeping the firehouse one. Of course, I didn't tell them, oh, because it's haunted, but that was my reason. Haunted locations, and even if it's not haunted, I would still keep it. But yeah, had that, and then the little bricks. I mean, again, I don't know if it was like I first got the photo and then the little bricks, or vice versa, but either way, so I started making it to like a little, like it was a little shrine. It was actually against my mirror, which was very little space. And then we'll come this week. Well, we're pretty much already on the next week. So last week, basically, you know, because we're apparently on the next week when we hit Sundays. But other than that, I was we had went to the Family Dollar and the fire station, and I mean, my mom stayed in the truck. I went to go get her some chips because that's what she wanted. She didn't want to get off. But what I wound up doing, it was like an in and out sort of thing. But I went the other way around because I didn't want her to see me. I just like hid away from her, and of course I was admiring the fire station. And again, this gets a little more, well, I want to talk about it in this video, but I am not going to talk about it because it is pertaining to supernatural stuff. So I will go ahead and talk about that in the other video that I plan on releasing. I don't know when. Sometime this week, hopefully. We'll see. But yes, and then I think back to the lot, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna get me some more bricks. So I just went full on historian sort of thing, and I started hunting for more bricks, and I started getting, like, I saw this wheel cutter that is not on sale anywhere at all. So it's like ancient. It's like, it's old. It's not sold anywhere, and it looks like it's even in French on one of the sides. I guess like the detail or something. I don't know. But all I know is that, like, I know to some people it might come off as, oh, you're stealing, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's like, if they really cared about the stuff, they wouldn't have left it there. And mind you that this property has been there for the longest time. They bought it in 2021, and I understand. I understand that, still, you're doing this and you're doing that. It's like, but when you think about it, it's like, do you think I'm doing anything bad? I mean, are you gonna really see somebody hold on. Are you gonna see somebody arguing with me over bricks or rocks or pieces of leftover remains from the house? Yeah, no, they're just gonna be like, oh, well, I mean, I guess, but yeah, and I'm being respectful because, they have these bigger bricks buried underneath the ground to where you can only see the surface of them. It's like I want them, but I'm not gonna mess with them because I don't want them later, like coming over, not here, but to the lot and be like, oh, what happened to the bricks that were there? Oh, I guess somebody's stealing bricks. And probably to them, it's like, there's nothing that they can steal. There's nothing. It's just an empty lot. Yeah, bricks, but I mean, really. But yeah. And honestly, if I ever saw them, I would ask permission. And I know it seems like, okay, you're weird because you're taking bricks. I mean, you can buy bricks anywhere. It's like, you're missing the whole meaning of this. It's not just bricks. So, once again, I'm already hinting on the whole story of, well, I can't say whole story because I've been doing research and stuff, trying to find a little more information about this house that was burned. But I can't seem to find anything. But hopefully I can soon. But I see that we're already hitting 31 minutes. I apologize for that. It was a lot to talk about, but yeah, I forgot to mention to you guys. Yes, so yesterday my mom was over here talking about, because I have a closet that has not been used for a long time for reasons, and well, everything's already collapsed to the ground. Yeah, so meaning there's gonna have to be a lot of cleaning, but it's because I don't need her to see this shrine, because I already know how my mom, and it's also because of the way I have them. It's gonna look like I'm trying to summon something. It's like I'm not trying to summon anything. It's just, like a little design of the way I put them. But yeah, it's like I don't want to mess with it, but thankfully when I moved it to a better area of my room, I just kind of like, I love it there. So I have I am looking right now because it's actually in front of me. I have the old fire station / old city hall photo. I got my 2 little ghosts in a candle holder that look like cages, to me at least. That's what it looks like. I got some bricks there around, and then I got an owl feather. I forgot to mention about that too during my hunt, or when I was gonna go hunting again, because that day when I went to go get more, I went back for a break, and then I went back again. These corner dogs came out, and I'm like, oh, that's probably a sign that I should just turn away, later. And then I come off, sorry. I'm sorry, again, it's really hot in here. I come to seeing a feather on the floor, an owl feather, and I'm like, you see what I'm talking about? I'm like, oh my god. So I have it there in front of my candle, but yeah, right now I have a candle lit up. The shrine is respected and stuff, but there is a lot to talk about, but that will be for my next video. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully I didn't bore you with all this history and, well, craziness and stuff. It's been a long week, and like I said, I do have plans for my other channel as well. but do give me some time. I don't have the exact proper space to do these things, and you know, the editing does take a while for me as well. And also know that the layout is a little different now. Why? Because what was against the wall next to my bed was this setup that I have. It's just like really a coffee table with my tablet, and well, I have my microphone set on my bed. So yeah, and well, my shrine is the one there now, which honestly I don't mind, but there needs cleaning in here. There's a lot of cleaning that needs to be done here. But anyways, guys, so I hope to see you guys next time, and as always, stay spooky.